All right, moving on with the customer persona, we took a look at how customers can access their own information, add addresses, update information about their company, all through the integration between Acumatica and BigCommerce. So now let's just go ahead and see how the order processing works. And so what we'll do is we'll take an order on the e-commerce site, have Acumatica process that into the sales order screen, and then we'll use some of the native tools in Acumatica that will help us with fulfilling it from our warehouse and taking care of warehouse management and picking and packing to invoicing to emailing that invoice out as well as committing that invoice to the accounting system. So let's go ahead and start here at the BigCommerce site. I'm just going to go ahead and add this item to a cart. I'm going to take this Nikon 7500 we've been working with all day. We're going to go ahead and check out here. And as we are working through this particular order, I'm just going to, because I am logged in with my account, I am going to be able to select my address that I want that to be shipped out of, and I'm going to choose my shipping method. And in this case here, I'm going to go ahead and select a payment. Now I have a couple of payment methods on file, but if I need to add an additional one, I can just come down here, use a different card, and then go ahead and populate that card number here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my test card number. It's a MasterCard. Go ahead and put my name on there. Now I can save this for the future, but in this case, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to now go ahead and place this order. After this order is placed, the BigCommerce connector for Acumatica is going to process that order internally, and eventually we should see order number 316 in Acumatica. So how we are going to be able to see that is we're going to jump into the Acumatica system here. So let's go ahead and flip back over to Acumatica. So give it a second here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and we're going to take a look at Acumatica. And what we'll want to do is go into our sales order screen. So let's go ahead and go to sales orders. We'll bring up our sales orders listing here, and we're going to go ahead and see order number 316. And this is the same order that we had on our web store. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull this order up, and you can see because this customer made those selections with the shipping method and the payment online, you're going to be able to see this information in our shipping tab, convert that flat rate shipping or free shipping into FedEx Ground, and we're going to be able to see that payment that came through from the web store. So at the end of the day, we're able to process all of that directly within Acumatica. So it's almost as if you just manually entered that yourself, but we're using this connector to improve efficiency and to minimize mistakes, having systems where you have to manually take your orders off the web and put them into Acumatica. Just like any particular company utilizing the Acumatica system today, we're going to go ahead and do a bulk of processing orders. So what we're going to do is go to our process order screen where we can actually create shipments for all of the orders that are shippable. So right now I'm going to go ahead and process all and go ahead and create these shipments. What you can see here is anytime you see a little clock or schedule icon on a processing page, this means this actual process can be scheduled. And so Acumatica can be told at specific times throughout the day or once a day, however many times you want to do it, go ahead and process this action at this specific time. What we'll also do is then go ahead and go into our process shipments screen and we're going to go ahead and generate all of the pick lists. So we'll see all of the pick lists that are needed, and we'll see this new one. We'll just process this one right here, and we're going to go ahead and process this shipment. Now, printing the pick lists, we can modify this pick list utilizing any one of our report designer tools. So we can make this look and feel exactly how you want this to look. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use Acumatica's WMS module that is built into their mobile app, and we're going to use that to ship this particular order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my Android device, and I am going to actually, let me just sign out of here, and I'm going to log in to the Acumatica app directly to the same instance that I currently have. Within our Acumatica mobile app, we actually have warehouse management. So I'm going to access that here. And I'm going to go into the pick, pack, and ship module. Right now, it's going to ask me to scan the shipment number. And I'll just use my camera here, and we're going to go ahead and take a picture and scan that shipment. We're now going to be asked what location we want to pull from, and we're going to pull this from our storage location. And then it's going to ask me for the item. So I'm going to just use the scanner here, and I'm going to scan this item as well. Once this item is picked, you can see here the shipment has been picked. Now what I could do is I could actually pack it. So I'm going to go ahead and change modes down here and switch to my pack mode. And then I'm going to go ahead and scan the item again to say that it's going into my particular box. And then at the end of this, this should tell me that my shipment is packed. Shipment number 4769. Let's remember that particular shipment number. So I'm going to go ahead up to the hamburger menu at the top, and we're going to go ahead and confirm this shipment. What Acumatica is doing in the background, because I am integrated to my shipping carriers utilizing ePost, I'm able to actually go back into Acumatica, access my shipment, and we're going to pull up 4769. You can see that it is now confirmed. And because I have integration to my shipping carriers, I've actually generated my tracking number as well as my package labels for my particular shipment. So all of this gets processed automatically, through Acumatica and through our WMS and our automation tools that are available in Acumatica. Now, what happens here with the system when it goes back to BigCommerce is what we end up doing is we send this tracking information back from Acumatica to BigCommerce. So what we can look at here is if we go back into our web order. So let's go back here first. Take a look at this shipment. We have tracking number 278-482 3800. So if I went ahead and minimize this, and let's go back to our web store. Because I am logged into my account, I am able to go into my orders inside of BigCommerce. I could see order number 316. I can click on that, and you can see that the order status has changed to shipped, and I have the same tracking number information. So I get all of that information that I currently had on that particular order. So you could see, again, not having to add the order to Acumatica, being able to use our automation tools, warehouse management, automated fulfillment, pick, pack, and ship, integrations with ePost. Not having to leave Acumatica just maintains that efficiency. Now, if I go back into my system here, let's go back into Acumatica, and now I can turn this over to my accounting team where they can process all of the confirmed shipments, and turn around and prepare invoices for everything that's been confirmed. So now they'll go ahead and process and prepare these invoices. You'll be able to see all of that information here. Again, you can schedule these processes. When I start to process my invoices and memos, I can email my invoices directly to my customers if they receive emails. And then if I'm ready to go ahead and release those invoices, I can go ahead and release those invoices. So generally, we are able to now see under our invoices screen, we could see here that we've got our invoices that have been processed. So with that, if I go back into Acumatica here and I look at some of my reporting options, you can see that we rely a lot on these dashboards to give us those insights. What's trending from sales, what orders have been, what processed records have we had, from an e-commerce standpoint. I can do this by store because, again, we talked about earlier, we can manage multiple stores and we can see, what records are unpaid, what records are failed, what have we processed, what have we processed in the last 7 days. So we can get direct insight into our actual connected store to Acumatica.